We started our composting journey a year ago, and this is our compost bin into which we regularly add fresh peels from the kitchen and dried leaves from our garden, along with some buttermilk and jaggery to start the composting process. Once everything is added, mix well to initiate the composting process. Now, this is our compost bin a year later, and as you can see, the compost bin is still full because we keep adding all our kitchen scraps and garden waste to this. I have shared a full video on my channel on how we assembled this compost bin, and today we are going to get the compost out of this bin. So, this is a bin that has a flap on the bottom from which we can remove the compost. I have also placed two trays at the bottom of this bin to collect the leachate that we use in the garden. So now we are opening up the compost bin and we are going to get the compost which we can use in our garden and on our plants. So here as we are opening the bottom flap of the compost bin, we can see a lot of decomposed matter, and as we are trying to loosen it, it's crumbling and falling into the tray that we have placed below to collect this. So, as we are collecting the compost, we notice that there are a few leaves that have not decomposed completely, and mostly eggshells that haven't completely been decomposed. Unfortunately, we also found a few pieces of plastic thread and other small, tiny pieces of plastic which we discarded as we were removing the compost from the bin. For most part, this organic matter has decomposed really well, except for the eggshells, some bigger twigs, and some thick leaves that are still in the process of being decomposed. Once the compost is harvested, we can dry them in the sun and sieve them to remove all the pieces of organic matter that has not decomposed and add them back to the compost bin. But since our compost is not very moist and is quite crumbly, we are going to add this directly at the base of all our plants. We have a lot of fruit trees, flowering plants, and other ornamental plants growing in different containers in our garden. And since they are not growing in the ground, they don't get enough nutrition unless we add this kind of organic matter to them on a regular basis. So, we are adding the compost that we just harvested at the base of these plants so that they can grow well and produce a lot of fruits and flowers. This organic matter is rich in a lot of nutrients that will help our plants grow. And as we were harvesting, we saw some earthworms which are also very good for the soil. This is a big compost bin from which we can harvest several batches of compost, and it will help to fertilize our entire garden. By segregating our food waste and saving leaves from the garden to make our own compost, not just benefits our garden and our plants, but also reduces the amount of waste that goes to the landfills. When making compost, make sure that you have equal amount of browns and greens. Greens are the kitchen scraps and the food waste from our kitchen, and browns are the dried leaves that we get from our garden. Add some buttermilk or dried cow dung manure and water it to keep it moist, which will help the bacteria decompose all the organic matter into nutrient rich compost. Hope this video inspires you to start composting if you already aren't doing so. Please do watch our channel for more gardening related videos. Thanks for watching Fresh from My Garden.